Armie Hammer's Hollywood comeback rocked by disturbing new allegations. Leaked dirty D** voice notes, texts, and girlfriend's graphic, stab wounds photo after night with actor. He claims to be a changed man, insisting the wounds he left on his former lovers were no more than light scratches, and that his comments about biting women were never meant seriously. But the Daily Mail can exclusively reveal accusations that alleged cannibal, Armie Hammer, 39, is still violating women between the sheets, with a graphic photo taken last summer showing an ex-girlfriend with oozing stab wounds and a huge bite mark on her arm after a night with the Lone Ranger star. Hammer has been attempting a comeback after his acting career went up in flames in 2021 following allegations of disturbing sexual fantasies, including cannibalism, as well as unproven rape claims against him that he has denied. The actor eventually admitted to some of the lurid allegations and to repeatedly cheating on his ex-wife Elizabeth Chambers, 43, with whom he shares 2 children.
An unlocked iPhone 14 for just $299? This renewed 128GB model gives you a vivid OLED display, 5G, and the freedom to choose your carrier. Want to check today's Amazon deal? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/6 before it's gone.
Hammer was back in the news last month when he was photographed on a date in Los Angeles smooching a new mystery redhead, who was later identified as 24-year-old fashion influencer Reagan Newman. But Newman, who kept news of her liaison away from her family until it was revealed to them by the Daily Mail, could be alarmed by these latest claims. Armie Hammer, 39, pictured at a film screening last month, has been attempting a Hollywood comeback after his reputation and career were left in tatters over allegations of disturbing violent sexual fantasies, including cannibalism. But the Daily Mail can reveal Hammer has been accused of abusing another ex-girlfriend as recently as last summer, with a graphic photo showing oozing stab wounds and a huge bite mark on her arm she claimed were from a night with the actor. Hammer's previous girlfriend, a 30-something writer who the Daily Mail has chosen not to identify, begged for help from Melanie Mansell, known publicly as Nurse Mel, after she said she was left with serious stab wounds following an encounter with Hammer in May 2025. Mansell is a registered nurse who runs a medical wellness practice in Malibu and Beverly Hills and also co-hosts the podcast What Do You Want? With actress Heather Locklear, Hammer, and Canadian former news presenter Jillian Barberie. Voice notes and text messages shared with the Daily Mail show Barberie discussing the woman's wounds with a friend after the writer confided in Mansell and asked for her help during a dinner together in Malibu. According to the exchange, the woman needed stitches for the horrifying wounds Hammer allegedly left on her arms. In one voice note, Barberie tells a friend how freaked out she is by the incident and recounts the alleged conversation that took place between Mansell and the woman after she asked for treatment. Barberie says Mansell allegedly asked the woman, "Why do you need stitches? Were you with Armie Hammer?" Canadian host Jillian Barberie, Heather Locklear, and nurse Melanie Mansell co-host the podcast What Do You Want?, which has featured Armie Hammer multiple times. Hammer is seen in the podcast studio in a behind-the-scenes clip shared on Instagram by Mansell in June 2025, showing he is friendly with the podcast. The writer, according to Barberie, then paused before replying, "Yes, how do you know?" She asked her if she does stitches, Barberie says in the voice note. "I saw the pictures, and let me tell you something. They look like stabs." Barberie goes on to say that the alleged incident was recent, claiming it happened 2 days ago. In another audio recording, Barberie refers to Hammer's previous comments on his podcast about wanting to live his truth. "Yeah, that's his truth," she says in the voice note. "Women that get involved, some of them like that S***T. Yes, he's getting his film career back on track, but I don't think he's thinking women are going to go and excuse me, post this S***. She, the writer, asked Mel about the wounds for a medical reason. She didn't post it like, "Oh my God, look what Armie Hammer did to me." So, I think he's just doing what he does and yeah. One screenshot of messages exchanged by Mansell and another person the Daily Mail has been asked not to identify, reveals that Locklear was also made aware of the incident and was not happy about it. Leaked texts and voice notes obtained by the Daily Mail appear to show Mansell discussing the woman's injuries with Barbary in May 2025, noting that her wounds required stitches. The alleged stabbing incident is at odds with how Hammer has framed his interactions with women during his comeback attempt. In a gushing Hollywood Reporter profile promoting his controversial new movie Citizen Vigilante last month, he claimed to be a changed man, focused only on being a good dad to his 2 children. Sounding contrite, the man from UNCLE star attempted to blame his cannibal fantasies on having imposter syndrome and moaned about being forced to downsize to a tiny apartment in Venice Beach after he became Hollywood kryptonite overnight. Other interviews included one given to broadcaster Piers Morgan in July 2024, about a year before he allegedly brutalized his writer ex. In it, he flatly denied being a cannibal on the grounds that he never actually ate any human flesh, and said the branding he was accused of carrying out by influencer Paige Lawrence had been agreed beforehand. Lawrence, now 28, said in 2021 he had unexpectedly carved an A into her pelvis during a sexual encounter that occurred while he was still married to Chambers, 43. The lifestyle influencer, who married tennis star Tommy Paul earlier this month, shared an image of the scar with the Daily Mail when detailing their romance at the time. Lawrence accused Hammer of being an out-of-control narcissistic sexual deviant, whose alleged wild fantasies, BDSM-fueled desires, and role-play sex could seriously injure another woman. She also claimed that he was fixated on biting her body and begged her to let him to take lumps of flesh from her arm before consuming them. She described their time together in Los Angeles as like a real-life 50 Shades of Grey without the love. Speaking to Morgan, Hammer disputed her description of the incident, telling the British presenter, "There was a scenario that we talked about beforehand. I would basically take a little tiny point and just kind of trace the letter A, just the tip of a small knife." He added, "There wasn't even blood. It was more like a scrape." He also addressed Lauren's claims that he had told her, "I want to eat your ribs," and those of Courtney Vucekovich, who also claimed Hammer had fantasized about barbecuing one of her ribs. Hammer later confirmed ex-girlfriend Paige Lauren's accusation that he once branded her with a knife right, but claimed it was more like a scrape or tattoo, seen in 2020. The disturbing allegations first emerged in early 2021 after ex-girlfriend Effie Angelova, pictured with Hammer, shared screenshots that exposed his sick fantasies. Hammer said, "You know what you have to do to be a cannibal? You have to have actually eaten someone," adding that his choice of words arose out of wanting his partners totally. Bizarrely, he went on to liken it to words people use when they coo at babies, telling Morgan, "I don't think that's any different than when someone looks at a baby and goes, 'Oh my God, look at those cute little fat legs, I just want to eat you up.'" Hammer's ex-girlfriend, Effie Angelova, was among the first to come forward with allegations months earlier, accusing the actor of violently raping her as well as mentally and sexually abusing her over the course of a 4-year on-off relationship. The scandal blew up in January 2021, when Hammer's name began trending on social media after Instagram account House of Effie shared screenshots allegedly between the actor and his exes, exposing sick fantasies including that he wanted to cut off his girlfriend's toe and keep it in his pocket, to take out and barbecue their ribs, keep them as his sex slaves, and to act out raping them. Hammer has denied all the allegations, and a subsequent lapsed investigation was shelved due to the complexity of the relationship. Despite accusations of leaving lovers with wounds, and a love life so rampant, Barbary dubbed him a dirty D***K in one audio message. Hammer is now dating Newman, whose own boyfriend was left blindsided after photos of them together emerged days after he had posted a gushing tribute to the fashion influencer. Hammer has since moved on with actress and influencer Reagan Newman, 24. The pair were seen on a date in Los Angeles last month. Hammer admitted to repeatedly cheating on his ex-wife Elizabeth Chambers, 43, with whom he shares 2 children. The couple, pictured in 2018, divorced in 2023. Stand-up comic and filmmaker Kevin McNamara had been commenting, "wife," on Newman's Instagram pictures as recently as 3 weeks ago. but he claimed the pair had split up before the photos were taken when contacted by the Daily Mail. Hammer is an heir to the Occidental petroleum fortune, but claimed his fabulously wealthy family was less than eager to help out after his career imploded. His great-grandfather, also called Armand, made the family fortune and once tried to buy cosmetics and laundry brand Arm & Hammer after tiring of being asked about it. Like his great-grandson, Armand was known for scandal with multiple mistresses and a drug-addled son Julian, who accidentally shot a man inside his LA home. Since her divorce from Hammer, Chambers has now moved back to LA from the Cayman Islands and is hosting a Discovery true crime series, aptly titled Toxic: Real Stories of the Dark Side of Love. The Daily Mail has reached out to Hammer and Mansell for comment.